Yeah, and it's not like you have this kind of crazy late game potential, I think, with the Terrorblade and Beastmaster to enable him with all the auras, Storm Spirit in the previous game, but you will see he had a very rough performance. They put a lot of emphasis to shut him down in game 1. Oh gee, they're going to do it again in the second game. Well, we'll see.
Possible, very possible. I mean, the difference here is that Topson doesn't exactly have one of those mid heroes that's able to root someone in place where they have no response to it, right? Like if Supreme's on point, he might be able to use Sleight of Fist to dodge a cookie stun, for example. If Seb makes a rotation towards his lane, maybe get out of it a little better. Zeus has decent armor though, 4 armor, so Sleight of Fist spam shouldn't be as devastating against him. Seem to think that they had that sort of ward set up there, but it was actually just Supreme inside of the smoke, so a little bit of gold wasted there by LG.
A very interesting starting build from Topson, just triple branch into the rush of the bottle.
It's fine. What else would you look to go?
Yeah,
more stats like Meltally?
I just think it's interesting to see the difference in starting items depending on who's playing what hero and against what matchup as well. We don't particularly see this too often, so Topson just feels like he wants to rush. The extra spam versus the Ember might prove to be pretty annoying here for Supreme.
The battle begins.
I think again they're just putting a lot of faith in no one to get a lot of farm in his Nature's Prophet, right? He did it last game, he'll do it again. The way to ensure that is to get a lot of that spam going early on, right? Keep those lanes pushed in, means the Ember can't rotate quite as much, and it just frees up the game so much more for this NP, and you end up being the ones to actually influence the game first. Perhaps off the back of the power runes. We saw what a Zeus was able to do if he picks up a haste rune. Some of it's luck-based as well.
Like already a pretty good start for Supreme in regards to the first wave. John Topson's going to be okay as well. Looking towards bottom though, how do we feel like this lane's going to go between the double strength that OG are running with the Lycan and the Snapfire? Do you have to kind of play with pulling shenanigans to avoid the Undying?
I think for the first little bit. Like, I don't really feel like Seb will want to, and they're just using the Wolves for that, right? So that Respect isn't going to be able to connect quite as easily, but he's done a good job to ensure that at least he gets half the way.
Dire's bottom tower.
Yeah, this certainly feels a lot better for Into the Breach this time around. Once you're level 3 and Seb's able to get a second point into that Scatterblast, then maybe you can look to get a kill in onto them, but until that point, they need to just be a little bit more level 4 as well. Could probably afford to put a single point, or at least hold the point for the little Shredder, just in case that Tombstone starts to come out.
So we got our top lane as well for Submersion. We were kind of asking or hoping Into the Breach put out some craziness to equal OG. And I feel like definitely Techies is going to fulfill that role. We'll see how Emergent's going to be able to play. Already proving to be quite a nuisance to no one, who's going to TP all the way back to base to pull up on the resources.
Is there anything that you could do to the Nature's Prophet to prevent that from being a thing? Like just being able to get that free resource refill? Of course, if they kill it now, it still feels kind of bad, but it doesn't feel like they're going to be in a state to do that until maybe level 3. Or damage into either the sticky bomb or the blast up to get about the same increase from it, but Immersion's actually the one dropping a bit low.
A couple more right clicks. Let's get the disarm though. Right clicking into the taser, so we won't be able to find that finishing blow, and Immersion still got some sustain to play with. Cloudy himself try and continue to look to play the lane. Already off to a pretty good start though. OG 1,000 net worth lead. Getting all this gold from
Topson.
Nice little advantage. 100 net worth and chilling so far. Already we saw, of course, previous game Seb wanting to put a lot more emphasis to rotate. Haven't seen that just yet. Are we wanting either side to bring supports over for the next water rune and eventually the power rune at 6 minutes as well?
I think Topson's fine enough with how the lane's gone. I don't think he needs his teammates there. I mean, he's so close to being able to pick up the energy booster that a water rune is more of a denied away from Supreme sort of thing. But I'm expecting the power routes to be when they start to make themselves a lot more active, because it is still a fairly scary lane in both of the side lanes for OG.
Like there's no real big winners so far. I mean, both the offlaners, I suppose, are kind of struggling a little bit with being able to find their CS. More than likely expected, especially with his bottom lane, like we were mentioning. I mean, the strength here is going up against the Undying, so they're up against their pulling shenanigans. I wonder if we're going to start to see... Zibo actually didn't put that second point into the Call of the Wild, so he can't start to make his own stacks. We might see him go down that route at the level 4, just to help him find that faster Helm Dom and the Overlord as well.
Version continues to take a lot of that harass. Of course, Dual Breath doubles in damage from level 1 to level 2, so nice way to get a lot of that harass off, and even just using the electric taser there to get a few disarms in, but have to be careful, the body blocks are on point by no one.
That they are indeed. Still got a bit of a time to chase down no one, but now with Kitrak showing up with a Dual Breath, you're going to be able to turn it back on him and potentially get immersion as well, as no one's going to look to try and TP in. You need one more right click, and well, it's actually going to be the Treats with the finishing blow. So no one off to a great start here with the position 1 Nature's Prophet.
I love that by no one. He didn't get full tunnel vision onto the techies that was like 8 HP. He's like, this guy is a complete non-factor this team fight. Let's turn on to the core instead. And what ends up getting them the first blood. Seb's nearly got more net worth than Zibe does in this lane. Just off the back with some really solid performances out of Kitrak and no one.
Is getting to that stage though where Into the Breach need to be considering about the raindrops being up against the Zeus, and they even looked and trying to rotate mid. Supreme's lost his Flame Guard, which might be a bit of an issue. The Cookie, oh, beautiful timing. As soon as the slide expires, Cookie's going to be on the mark, and Topson blows him up. So now bonus experience, he's hit that level 6. Might look to shove the lane, and they're going to stick for the power rune as well to get that refresh.
Radiant's top
tower
tower
he might
is
even
under
the
attack.
heavenly jump just to get back to base a bit faster. But yeah, I mean, you could see that he was clearly aiming for some sort of kill build, right? Just the 1 point in the Arc Lightning for now. He's not dealing with the Terrorblade. His main role is just make sure that this Ember Spirit isn't in a position to make rotations. As long as Ember's in the bin, then there's nothing really that the Nature's Prophet needs to be too scared about.
That's a nice thing with having a max, well, high points in it, right? You're going to be able to blow up the Flame Guard instantly. I mean, level 2 is only 190 magic absorption, so
It was a big reason for the TB, but it was in front of a creep wave, and I think that's what Topson is chat wheeling about. Won't be able to claim anything here. We'll be walking underneath this ward as well, so they're completely aware of his positioning, but in the meantime, Supreme's hit up onto the level 6 and push the wave in, so let's see if they're able to catch him on the run back. Seemed like it.
Can Supreme even consider about making a play across the map with getting this power rune? Is there any angle that you can see for him to maybe help out one of the side lanes?
Not really with Invis, to be honest. Like, if it's an arcane rune, if it's a haste, if it's a bit of regen to a lesser extent, but this Invis just honestly feels like, you know, it was a bottle refill, that's all.
He's got to be pretty happy he's got a game, though. That's the important thing. Slaughter, he did not have a game last time. He wasn't able to play the game of Dota 2. This time, again, he's on one of his more comfortable matchups, or comfortable heroes, level 29 overall on the Ember, so... See, the top lane, Topson once again looking to try and get involved, and Zibe is going to be the target. Beastmaster's going to try and turn and get as much damage out as he possibly can, but it's not enough, so again... Beastmaster will go down. Topson's rewarded with
Dire's
the kill.
middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, but I feel like, again, the purpose of this Zeus wasn't really to beat the Ember Spirit in lane. The fact that he has is a bonus, right? Like, he's obviously been able to get the kills. Closing in onto Supreme a little bit. He's got plenty of mana to play around with, though, and looks like he's trying to protect both of these runes, but how much they're guarding the bottom side, I don't think it's a safe place to go. Actually, he might anyway.
What a fight. Yeah, Topson's in some trouble. We'll be able to leap up to the higher ground, but Supreme with the triple Remnant easily closes the distance. A nice kill for them to find, and they might even consider about Seb as well. He's coming up in 3 seconds. Javelin already on Supreme. Massive amounts of damage with that slight proc. Skad's going to try and hide in the tree line, but that's not going to be the case. Supreme, beautifully done. He's off to a great start.
Dyer's
Now you're
middle
seeing that
tower is under
Zeus
attack.
was edging out a bit of a victory in the lane, but with those 2 kills, Supreme is now top of the net worth.
And it's all props to respect as well, right? He shows up, he protects the rune, he forces them to stay a bit longer. Really good spot for the tombstone as well. Enables Supreme to run him over.
And that's what they need though, right? Like, this is a game where still OG will very much struggle with addressing this Ember. They do not have a lot of control, and with him having like an early Maelstrom and higher levels to stop the push from OG, it proved to be a bit of an issue for bottom lane. We've got our first shapeshift out, and even no one's wanting to try and move down to Ataka's lane. Is the Sunder leveled up here for the Terrorblade? Is he going to be able to still turn it around? The meta on the mark for Seb. He's going to try and get the damage, but it's not enough. Maybe this is where Supreme can look to shine. Get the kill, and he hitches out. He's happy with that. And it's a 1-for-1 trade in the Emp. The tower will still go down eventually bottom lane.
I'm sure he was expecting that Ember Spirit to come just a little bit sooner, right? You pop the meta, you are wanting a fight right now, and he 1v4 in that sort of situation.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
They'll be able to catch up onto Topson. He's got a
Dyer's
single
top tower
zombie
is
looking to
under
chase it
attack.
down. That Deathlust is going to slow him down enough. The Supreme, you said, he is freeing up to have a much easier game this time around. 4-1-0. He is going to be that space creator. Really now, it's just how can you look to play around this 10-minute timing? If they're lucky enough, the rune's going to be on the top side of the map. Ace rune would be perfect. Illusion rune, it's fine enough. Fire remnant charges for now might be the one thing that's preventing him from wanting to TP back to base, because you need to get active with it. You need to try and take that top tier 1 tower away from OG.
But as a result of Supreme having such a good start, it means that Zibe as well is not really contested with his farm. Yes, he's bottom of the net worth out of the cause, but he's got a lot of stacks to catch up on. He's already working over towards the hard stack, which is going to give him that maxed out axes, and with that, he should be able to take the ancients as well. So he too is having a bit better of a game than what we saw prior.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Do we know who stacked this for him? I'm guessing it's just right?
It's probably himself, honestly, with the boars.
Okay.
Yeah, they're coming though.
Dyer's middle tower is
It's a
under attack.
huge stack to take away.
Just the one point in the arc line. They'll take the kill.
Oh no. No, this is not good. Meanwhile, inside the lane, no one's even going to be able to TP in as well. Let's see what Supreme can do. It's a pretty good tombstone placement. Ice Spark will hold them back, but Supreme's got one remnant to close the distance onto no one. And let's see, change is back up as well.
Dyer's middle
Back
tower
in some
has
trouble.
been denied. Dyer's
The
top tower
shapeshift
is
used.
under attack.
Resolution's trying to get involved inside the team fight. Supreme, can he get some distance away? Stuns on the mark. Able to remnant on over the top, and looks like Supreme's going to be okay. So again, he is still
Dyer's
continuing
top
to
tower
shine
is
on the
under
Ember.
attack.
The bottle refill from the TPing in Zibe. They take the mid tier 1 tower as well. Very important. We know how much Naked Prophet likes to just sit inside of that ancient camp area, take that uber safe farm, but they've got a relatively decent gang squad. Beastmaster Hawk provide the vision, Ember Spirit because of this great early game, and Techies, we know how much burst damage Immersion's able to provide with that if he just gets a couple more levels.
Dude, Zibe lost the full ancient stack.
He did.
Radiant's top tower is
my
under attack.
Did that give Topson like 2 levels as well?
It gave him so much, and look at his gold. The fact that he's 200 behind an Ember who's 5-1-1. This Helm of the Overlord is going to be so slow now. Doesn't even have the Dominator completed for Gigabyte. It's
Dyer's top tower
Jose was having
is
a bit
under
better
attack.
again, but now with that stack getting taken away, it's not looking as promising.
Radiant's
Lane, no,
middle
Supreme.
tower is under attack.
Should be able to get the kill onto Seb, especially with Immersion looking to jump over the top. Utilizing these runes perfectly, and this was one big advantage that OG had. Yes, it's very much more enabled when you're playing from ahead in that previous game, but so far into the breach have done a
Radiant's
great
bottom
job to help
tower is
Supreme, and he's
under
already
attack.
looking for Topson, who's already used the leap. So Topson's in some trouble, and he's got no one playing behind him. Supreme should be able to chase him down, sidesteps the ice path as well. Supreme is he's
top
putting in
tower
some
is under attack.
monster work here.
Dire's structures
He is,
are
but
fortified.
man can't do everything while all
Radiant's
this is
bottom
happening. Sure, you get a
tower
kill
is
onto
under
Topson, who's having a fantastic game, but
Radiant's
your
medium
tier 2
structures
towers
are
nearly gone
fortified.
down. They eventually popped the glyph for
Dire's
it
top
just to push the
tower
creep
is
wave
under
away,
attack.
but that was without no one even hitting it a single time to get another
Top
kill
lane,
onto
actually.
Zibe.
Dire's
The
middle
kiss is
tower
laid down.
is under attack.
Enough from Seb. Still looking to wrap up. Supreme, the X Factor. Trying to get into the move at all. They want to try and target no one down. Decent chunk of damage early on to the Nature's Prophet. They've got to be careful about Topson. Where'd they go? Zeus shows up. Seb somehow rewarded with a triple kill, but importantly, who got the Supreme streak? And looks like it was Kitrak that's rewarded with the bounty of gold, but oh gee, what a skirmish for them.
Bait him in, bait him in, bait him in, and then right from the tree line before he's able to make any kind of response. Thunder Gods into the maxed out Lightning Bolt, and see you later to that Ember Spirit. Goodbye, kill streak, and
Radiant's middle tower is under
remain
attack.
with that tier 1 tower on the top side. Gonna look to try and defend it a little bit further, but Zibe, with that Helm of the Dominator, still 150 or so gold away. Pick that one up without committing the body, because he's going to need to play a lot more passively. His team needs to play for him at this step. That's what they look to do. Ember, TB, Nexus, making the move themselves.
Yeah, but importantly, even the Terrorblade's looking to get involved as well at this early stage. Really cautious if the Zeus is inside the fight. It might just be blown up before he's able to react. He's going to look to try and pop out with Nemo inside the jungle. Not there on top of Topson. Supreme and Immersion in combination together. Topson with this Bloodstone. Is the life still going to be enough?
Tower is
It's
under
not the
attack.
case. Another kill for them to find. Seb still gets a rebuttal, but that is a worthwhile trade for Into the Breach.
Try and get this kill onto
Dire's
Kitrak,
top
maybe.
tower
There's that
is
ice
under
path
attack.
lasting that little bit longer on the ground. Macrofire being used as well, but not sure if that's going to do all that much. Tower will eventually go down as well.
Dire's
I really
top
like that
tower
smoke
has
move
fallen.
coming out from Into the Breach, right? They know that Zibe needs to go back to
Radiant's
the
middle
top
tower
side
is
to
under
open up the
attack.
map for themselves. So they know that OG don't like to preempt TP en masse in response to something. So they're going to walk instead if they can afford to, realizing the value of those TPs. So they end up intercepting them, they get another valuable kill onto Topson, and then suddenly, it only felt like 3 minutes ago that Topson off the back of that Ancient stack was level in net worth for Supreme, and now Supreme's nearly 1.5, nearly 2k ahead.
We do see with the item build here from Topson, he has gone down that Bloodstone route. See from
Radiant's middle
Hunter
tower
Esports bets
is
on
under
Iron,
attack.
kind of the odds at the moment, heavily favoring OG. I mean, they do have a 2,000 net worth lead. I'll look to try and put some pressure and get that finishing blow into the T1 tower as
Radiant's
well. But
middle tower has been
Radiant, they're
denied.
looking to fight. Tombstone's going to be up in 15 seconds. Respectfully, maybe look to give them some information here with the Invis room. Try and scout out who's going to be that vulnerable target on dial. Start maybe it's going to be the home of the Overlord to chase down an Immersion, and well, Topson's got the finishing blow, and now Respect's in some trouble as well with the Macropire. He won't be able
Radiant's
to escape that
bottom
one.
tower is under
Nice
attack.
double kill for the boys in OG to find bottom lane.
Radiant's courier
No one's
has
already
been
geared
killed.
up to be able to find this tower as
Radiant
well, so
are
they'll
standing.
transition that into an objective.
It's that 20-25 minute timing that OG are becoming a little bit famous for. You know, they've already taken the tier tower, they've got pushing potential with the Lycan as well. I really haven't even noticed Rezo with the Helm of the Overlord all that much, have you?
I think he does better.
I mean, sure, but like,
Yeah.
we haven't really seen the Helm of the Dominator presence either.
True,
And then he's just going into the Scythe of Vice after that, realizing that, look, they're not going to have BKBs anytime soon. Maybe Supreme will, but I mean, it's going to force him to be perhaps a little bit early on the use of that BKB himself. Lacking ways to deal with this Ember Spirit.
They're gonna
they
try and take
really
the
want to
fight
defend
here
this
from
high
up
ground.
there.
Yeah. No one setting up here with his own BKB, freshly purchased, and seems like they're just saying, you know what, this is our jungle, not yours. We're the Dire, but we really do not care. Seb's acting like Napoleon Bonaparte right now, just taking over lands here, there, and everywhere. That reference, Zuma?
Sure. I mean, yeah, but it was kind of cringe, but it's okay.
All right, calm down.
Gold.
That's okay. I mean, can't always not be pain. Happy moments.
How are they going to get back in this one, man? It's only 4K, but it feels like a lot more just because we know that this is a Zeus into a Terrorblade matchup. It really feels like Topson needs to die first every single time, and it's going to be on the back of Ember Spirit. So, you know, Zibe, he's not going to be doing too much, but Supreme, he needs to keep this tempo up. He needs to make the use out of this BKB, especially before this Cypher Vice gets picked up by Rezo.
Awkward with that ice path, a lot of damage on Supreme, and in fact, he's going to be forced to use a defensive BKB as a result of this. Concerned that maybe Topson will be able to pop out and blow him up, so it's not what you're hoping out of that first usage of a big item.
No, you want that to be aggressive, not a defensive movement, and now, like, Topson, he held his finger on the Thunder God's Wrath, so they still have that as a potential for themselves. I would have even seen that the Flesh Golem was used as well, but additional fashion, they don't care. They're going to see the whole.
That's a pretty nice start on the 2. They can get involved inside the team fight as well as Resolution's falling low. Can have an opportunity to pop the shapeshift and reposition into the breach. They'll do the same as well out to the left side. Looks like just the kill onto Immersion. It was enough to kind of scare off OG from this Roche attempt.
It was, and they know they won't have the shapeshift. They know they won't have the Thunder God's Wrath either, and it was really only a techies that died, so honestly not the worst. That'll probably allow them at least the Tombstone to be up again, so it really feels to me like into the breach, they'll be the ones to try and make this next attempt. Maybe find a quick kill onto Topson and then go for it.
Cautious. BKB still down for another 15 seconds.
No one constantly keeping the pressure on the bottom side of the map as well. This is what happens when you're up against a Nature's Prophet, right? He's always just going to be pressuring this in. TP's back. I wonder if that's going to be the trigger to say, all right, Roche fight time. No TB.
Yeah, instantly they're going. Spy Zibe inside the lane. Nice way to be able to cut through the trees. Zibe's going to be okay for the moment. Now, but the rest of into breach. They've started to show up. Remember, Respect's got great position here with the tombstone. So, OG, there's not a location they can look to take the team fight. Hillbomb given over to Kitrak, but Supreme is going to be invulnerable for the moment inside the BKB. Or maybe the right clicks for no one might catch him off guard. With the water kisses, so Seb again. Look at the ultimate damage, and now the Supreme. He's out of remnants, nowhere to run, no one cleans him up, and now they can look to go for the grand prize being Roshan.
That's what sets OG apart, right? Instant reaction. As soon as that TB showed up bottom, they were like, there's no way that he would have gotten down here just by walking. Has no mana, hasn't come from the fountain. He is down here because of a TB. You know where he's joining into a top fight. So let's use this advantage. We've even got a Nature's Prophet there. Go back to base, go on resources, and come straight back in. Even he's right underneath this. There you go. Careful. Your favorite item clicked here.
Played BKB, but it might be too late. They're going to play the distance. No one will use his own BKB to prevent the Thunder. Immersion. No. Oh, God.
What? Who wants cookies?
Great,
Who wants cookies? Too bad.
No,
Oh,
it
too bad.
doesn't. Poor Supreme as well. And with the weight of the world on his shoulders, they spy out Topson. Zibe should be able to close the distance now to find the Raw. Be able to find any life still back. Oh, okay, well, back to full thanks to the Thunder God. It's a beautiful thing about the Bloodstone. Has it bought enough time though for the team to rotate over? No one's going to start to TP, and they're starting to TP to the T2 tower as well. It's Resolution. There's a distance. Supreme can be at the last second. Is he going to be able to escape this though? Like you said, no more remnants now.
Might
So
just have
it'll
to
be a
drop the
long chase
tombstone.
down from Rezo. Is that going to be enough of a deterrent as well? Immersion's here trying to go for the jump in, but it won't matter. Lightning holds him into place. Supreme will still go down. Now Respect is caught out as well. Kitrak, he also shows up with the ice pop just at the last second to cancel another TP. So OG
Radiant's
This game
top tower has
starting to
fallen.
slowly get out of hand. 10,000 up at that 23-minute mark. They've got a gem now as well picked up from Kitrak, so they're looking to try and close out the map.
Really feels like you got to drop that tombstone there. Like, he had an arcane rune as well, so it would have been slightly less cooldown. Yes, you've got a snapfire, so you're instantly going to be able to rip through it, but that's time that's spent not hitting the Ember Spirit, and that was the biggest priority there.
Radiant's
Just get the
top
Ember
tower
away
is under
as quickly
attack.
as possible, and I'm a little surprised that
Dire are
Oteka hasn't
scanning.
actually joined in, honestly, any fights, right? Like, he's just been spending his time farming, and to me, the reason you picked this Terrorblade was to be able to respond when OLG do what OLG have done for the first 23 minutes of this game, which is group up and run at you as a team. Now all they need to do is wait for their ultimates to come back up. They've still got 2.5 minutes left on this Aegis timing. No one's level 18 on his MP, so that Wrath of Nature hits like a truck, and then they're just going to go again. Like, the smoke happens before the ultimates are even up, so that they're right there as the timing hit.
Leash fit into the breach. They will D-ward. The wards are playing with Supreme though. Topson mid lane is showing alone by himself. We've seen what he's been able to do with that Bloodstone. That's a build that Kitrak really likes. Over on Hellraisers and almost with the Sunjin Kai, it means that spell life steal is going to be increased even further.
See how quick Topson is with his finger on the illusion rune. Respect. Sorry, not respect. If Zibe pops out and then he's able to just use the illusion rune before the wall goes off, that'd be pretty hype. Get away from the searing chains as well.
Supreme?
Preemptively popping the BKB, the Bloodstone as well.
Oh, Topson. War's still going to be there nonetheless. Topson's fallen pretty low and they'll get the kill. Wasn't enough of the illusion, so Respect's going to die as well. Off the other side, Supreme running to the high ground.
Radiant's
Oh,
top
we
tower
thought he went
is under
over, I
attack.
think, with the Ice Path unlaunches. So going to be off the mark there, cancelling that one out. Regardless, though. We're 2 for 1.
2 for 1. 4 farm for the Nature's Prophet. Almost hits up onto the level 20. Honestly, feels to me like he's not going to go the Sprout Leash tap this time around. Like, yes, you're against an Ember Spirit, feels great, but he can just toss that onto the TV, and then he's going to be missing inside of the Sprout. You know that he doesn't have a Quelling Blade, so he's going to need to use a Hurricane Pike just to break out of it.
Oh, man. So depressing when someone's killing you. They want a high five. Oh, man, surely. Not this moment, dude. Just let me die in peace. I don't give you a freaking high five. Just let me go.
Yeah. He's got the
one
Sprout
to-
Leash talent on no one.
Oh, this dude is a beast, man. Again, I'm pretty sure still is in trouble.
Leash.
Hey, you gotta pop the BKB pretty soon, but the right clicks. Is he gonna be able to dodge it? Oh my god, 17 health?
Yeah. Barely double digits. Ooh. Do they see it? I heard the Wrath of Nature and I'm like, do they have vision?
Just TP in.
Honestly, wouldn't surprise me
Radiant's
with how they've
middle
been playing
tower
so
is
far.
under attack.
Close out these later towers. It's without the Aegis that they're actually going to be the most aggressive with taking objectives on the map. And Rezo, he's even just going to pop shapeshift through to force them back.
Scouting them out, they knew exactly where they're positioning. Resolution, beautifully done. Micro out of the walls meant that they knew exactly where into the breach were.
Radiant's middle
And
tower
it's just,
has
you
fallen.
don't have this late game presence of the
Radiant's
Terrorblade. Like
top
we were
tower
mentioning,
is
you are
under
playing
attack.
into one of your biggest counter matchups in the Zeus, and even the Nature's Prophet's going to be pretty okay scaling if you've got such a big advantage in the right team. And they're still going to try and take the fight. Big cooldown for Supreme and Resolution. Get the last second hex out. Massive amounts of buybacks. They're looking for some revenge. Topson's the one that's in trouble at the moment. The issue target's going to end up going down. Kitrak will join him in the afterlife as well.
Dire's bottom tower
That is
is under
such a
attack.
heavy commitment
Radiant's
for
top
into
tower
the
is
breach. They
under attack.
needed more out of it.
Yeah, they do. And look at what Topson does. He's what no one does. He's back towards the bottom side. Farm, farm, farm. He's just able to continue to extend that lead. He's like, you know what? That high ground push didn't work too well. I'll just wait until I get my 8, and then we're going to get it. Guidance coming as as well. Elden Tunic, sure.
I'm still holding the oculate bracelet. Surely, I mean, I won't. Okay, surely there's gonna be a better one. I'm not gonna question no one. He's got
time to slip it out.
Yeah, he's got it now picked up, so it's even a better one than Tunic. Everyone's loving life. I mean, oh gee, quite the debut for the 18,000 net worth lead. 28 minutes in, and
Poor
yes,
Supreme,
was-
man. Like, he controlled this game for the first 20 minutes, and it feels like for the past 8, he's just been public enemy #1, especially now that they've got that hack rezo. But every single time no one sees him on the map, he doesn't care that he sees. He wants him to see that he's teleporting right in on top of him, because you know that Glype is coming.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Let's see if OG want to try and play this one a little bit more slow and just wait for that second roach to be up. There's a potential for it to spawn in the next 10 seconds. Looks like they're just going to try and choke out the map. Some wards set up. They will scout out Gigabyte over towards the triangle. Nice way to take away the helm of the Overlord. Do just that.
50? See it?
Sir? Yes, sir. Are you just... Where can they farm? I mean, even Supreme's going to be really cautious about where he's going to show it now. Sprout leashes with the talent from Nature's Prophet. The Hex Lycan could pop out of anywhere. I just even go Mjolnir on the Lycan. So they're like, yo, we've already adjusted Terrorblade, but why not even go down this route just in case he can somehow get to the stage where he's going to prove to be an issue. But into the breach, like a desperation attempt. They do have a double damager on Supreme. We'll see what he's going to be able to do with it inside the fire. But OG, they're already hacked him away. First step up the smoke. He finds the ice path. Supreme's going to have enough time to be able to activate the BKB and look to Remnant on over the top. And it's going to be cautious though. No one's damaged. And once they find the leash, she's going to be killed off instantly. That's a dieback for the Ember. Now Immersion, well, he jumped into the middle as well. Signing off his own death warrant. Gonna look to probably walk up the high ground here. No one's even TPing in. They spy out Gigabyte with that cliff ward. Buy some little time here with the roll. Will actually be enough. Gigabyte lives, but your buildings
Maybe not so
stay
much.
for too long. Yeah.
We're going to talk about the set monster kill streak as well on his Snapfire. I think he must have died 3 times then. Kill from then on, but
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
no one's even going to reach the stage where he's going to have that satanic available. If he does get into it, I'm interested to see if we're going to have some stuff going on with the reactive taser with a basic dispel that it provides. So
Dire's structures are
could be interesting.
fortified. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
as well, level 18. So that
Radiant's top
Bloodstone
tower has
is going to give him
fallen.
even more healing if he's the one that gets
Dire's
jumped on.
bottom tower is under attack.
He's even going to Lotus over as well, just to try and guarantee his life. Getting a lot of attention to try and blow him up, and obviously Taker is in some trouble. Can he get anything off? Would force up to get him out, but it's a defensive summon on Gigabyte. It might not even matter. Taker just died deep inside the base. They're going to try and make an attempt, but there's no fall. Without Supreme there, nothing they can do. They're going to have to watch their members die one by one. Their buildings will continue to fall.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Can't Supreme after this. The man hit everything in his power to try and get this one, and they're going to kill him at the very end as well. That Scyther Vice just doing him in. Yeah, I mean, TB has buyback, no metamorphosis, no chance, and
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
like, if you're up against the Naga Siren, it doesn't feel great, but at least while you can't deal with the Naga Siren, Naga doesn't stop your entire